In terms of British tractors, that's a Turner Yeoman of England, and that's made by Turner, who used to make stationary engines as well as tractors with a V formation engine, either 2-cylinder or 4-cylinder. It's quite a strong tractor, about 40 horsepower, but they had all manner of problems with them overheating. I don't think they got the radiator and the coolant system sorted out properly with them. And of course they were more expensive than the likes of the Fordson Major and the Nuffields at the time, so they really couldn't compete. And that one's been repatriated from Australia, from what I gather, because a lot of them went for export. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our dancing tractor section for 2022. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the tractors today, ladies and gentlemen. Please go over to the display area that we have over there. You can get closer to them. A lot of the owners will be on hand to give you some idea of what they're all about, and they'll be keen to answer any of your questions. And who knows, you yourself might be sufficiently inspired to buy your own tractor and come here next year and listen to me rambling away. I sincerely hope so. For me today, it's a trip down memory lane, because I grew up on a small county council small holding in Gloucestershire in the north of the county, and seeing a lot of these tractors reminds me of those days gone by when a small to medium-sized farm, you could pay your rent, you could prosper, you could save a bit of money, and there did seem to be a fair slice of the cake for everybody who was in farming at the time. Sadly, those days are gone, and a lot of the small, medium-sized family farms have disappeared along with it, along with a lot of the county council estate. Everything has got bigger. There's less people involved in agriculture, and there's a lot of land that's still not productive or has gone to rack and ruin, which is a great shame when you consider how vulnerable our food supply is at the moment. It stirs up memories for me of my dad and my mum working away in the fields during the high points of the haymaking season, or in straw baling and straw carting and things like that. It reminds me of times gone by at Gloucester Market. Who'd have thought that would have ever closed, and all the other markets that we had, like Kingham and Cirencester and Andoversford, and great companies like West Midland Farmers and Victory Motors and Burgess's, all gone now, ladies and gentlemen. The tractors, yeah, they might not be as glamorous as some of the traction engines that we've got here and some of the immaculate cars that we're just about to see, but their contribution to the well-being and advancement of mankind cannot be overstated, in my opinion. They've created the ability for the farmer to farm his land more effectively and more efficiently, and that's led to plentiful food, and that's something that we still take very much for granted. As you turn the clock back 80 years ago, and everybody was struggling to put things on their table, and the advancements in agriculture, you can see from some of the basic tractors that we've got here to some of the more modern ones, it's been really a startling rate of progress. And certainly during the Second World War, if we hadn't had tractors such as the Model N Fordson and the ones that came over under the lease-lend arrangement, Britain could have been starved into surrendering, because the U-boat blockade was sinking so much shipping. We could have been really forced to do a deal with Hitler, perish the thought, but that's how critical that the tractors that we had were at the time. All that remains for me to say is to wish you all a lovely time here at the South Cerney Rally. It's great to see you all back. Please do come and look at the tractors, and when the time comes to go home, we hope that you have a very safe journey there. And until tomorrow at 3 o'clock, when we have some more dancing tractors, it's Tom Cullimore, your tractor commentator, saying KTO and BBFN, keep tractoring onwards, and bye-bye for now.
Section 10.5. Sound like the Archers on BBC Radio 4. They have been ingratiate himself today down there, Gloucester Radio. That's something to do with it. There we are. Track leaving the ring here. That's South Cerney. Power failure, but most of them go around anyway. Tractor parade here. So slow. Here's the tractors. Now, saw the majority of them, mercifully. There. Seed drill here, yesteryear. Marshall, Leyland, of course they were mates. Leyland took over Marshall. A good tractor, still a good worthy workhorse to this day, alongside Matthew Ferguson and Marshall and others, and of course everything's got bigger, but of course they were fine on medium-sized farms and small holdings just like the T20. Of course it's a successor to all those tractors, going right up to the 1970s and 80s. There we are, the 185 there. Ford's of course big name in tractors. Some of the imports here as well. Here's the Marshalls, which I... dogs here. This just now because of the total battery failure. There we are, the 754 Marshall there. Well, the 904, beg your pardon, and a 115. There we are. Here at Cerney. They're very popular, as you can tell. Okay, so Dave Brown here. What's the name used with Aston Martin cars, the sports cars, what? I think the other tractors I missed may well have gone round at least once, and of course may well have seen other variants of them go round there. Well, as you mentioned, Burgess gone now. A lot of these names are long gone as well, unfortunately, but tractors live on, tractors go on. Certainly to maintain all the tractors here at South Cerney Airfield. Some who do need some restoration. And the Marshall 804 there, Leyland, Fortune Major, and others here. Get the engine going here on this farm walk here. Just turn that one on. Cars coming in shortly for the next showcase. Hopefully I'll be able to produce. Could well do with a cup of tea, but certainly warmer than the forecast. That massive International, never seen one like that before. That 3588 International. Sounds slightly big for the gateways, like a lot of these modern tractors. This looks like it's been restored here. Looking at how old it is. It's actually a lot older than it looks. It's obviously been restored. Extra, so we're talking around about 1982. The tractor club here, there we are. Case International Agricultural Club UK.